Yo, what's up, man? This your boy ZTM back with another video on ZTM TV, and today we are doing a reaction today. Today, man, I ain't did a reaction in so long, about 5 months, but we back on it again, man. I want to react to these 4 teenagers getting found guilty on a crime they committed to life sentences. And this gonna get crazy right here, y'all, man. I'm gonna give y'all my full perspective on what I think of this at the end, man. So how about this? Let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? Yeah.
Guilty of murder for causing a car crash that killed her boyfriend and his friend.
Mackenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
Sharilla's boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend, Davian Flanagan, were in the car when she crashed into the side of a commercial building outside of Cleveland, going 100.
She crashed into a building, y'all. So she meant to kill this person. She meant to kill this.
Miles per hour. Both men were pronounced dead at the scene, and Sharilla survived. Prosecutors argued that
That'd be crazy. And she's 17, dog. 17 driving at 100 miles per hour, and she deliberately on purpose killed her boyfriend crashing into a building, man. That junk crazy.
had a toxic relationship, and Sharilla had made violent threats against her boyfriend.
She's on his property. She's trying to break into his house.
Correct.
Reportedly, she crashed her car on purpose because she wanted to kill her boyfriend, and that his...
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What?
Come in and come my bed.
No, I'm doing something. Anyway, back to what I was saying, man. My little brother came in here and interrupt. Now, she killed her boyfriend on purpose. A 17-year-old deliberately killed her boyfriend on purpose. She meant to do it. She knew exactly what she was doing, dog. Look, keep looking.
And it was just collateral damage. The
friend was collateral damage.
It was obvious upon seeing that video that there was only one goal.
You see her driving very calmly and making the right turn, and then all evidence indicates she immediately put the pedal to the metal and drove straight into a building at 100 miles per hour. I think those really demonstrate.
Here's the question. Was she not scared that she was gonna die too? See, she was a reckless individual, and usually, you know, your brain's still developing at 17, man. So you ain't gonna be thinking right. But on God's green earth, you know that you about to crash into this building, and you going 100 miles per hour. You put the gas pedal to the floor. So you meant to get. You didn't give a damn if you died. She didn't care if she died, y'all.
To us that this was no accident.
And a few days before the crash, she allegedly took the same route to plot the crime.
Now that's premeditated right there, because she already knew what she was going to do. You heard that? You heard that? A few days before she actually committed the crime, she already knew what she was going to do. She was going to go kill this boy.
The judge now finds her guilty.
Count one. Finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo.
She now stands up to be placed in handcuffs as she continues to tear up.
Count two. Finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davian Flanagan.
Sharilla now has a moment to speak before her sentencing.
Your family, oh God, and Davian, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one.
You should have been sorry before you committed that crime. Now they got you handcuffed. Now you want to show remorse. Did you have one thing I hate about people? They like to say, oh, they get in the courtroom because they think that's going to change their sentence. Ain't nothing going to change your sentence, man.
Christine, I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken.
You wish you can remember what happened. You wish you can remember what happened. You sound stupid as hell.
There's no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. There is a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. You're sentenced on count one, 15 years to life. Count two, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each.
So look at this, 15 years to life, she gets sentenced. She get found guilty on 2 counts because she killed the boyfriend and then she killed his friend, and she called that collateral damage because she was trying to kill the boyfriend. She don't realize how these people, families feel about you taking a loved one. So at least she got to serve a minimum of 15 years before she able to get out, if she able to get out.
The judge just sentenced her to 15 years to life in prison. This is Aiden Fuji, who pled guilty in court for the murder of his classmate when he was only 14 years old.
What? 14 and you killing somebody already, killing your classmate. Oh yeah, I done heard these stories before, dog.
Having fun in a cop car.
Fuji was classmates with a 13-year-old girl from Patriot Oaks Academy in St. Johns County, Florida. Fuji
Down there in St. Augustine. Good God, man. 14 and 13, these kids young, man. They still developing. They in their puberty stages.
stabbed her 114 times. Her dead body was later recovered from the woods. After Fuji was arrested, he can be seen in the back of the cop car taking Snapchats. Now this video shows Fuji and his parents in the interrogation room.
The Snapchat you did, his number is
That's all of the internet handle. This is seriously.
This is very serious.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life.
And hers.
And ours.
A video from prosecutors showed Fuji and the girl allegedly walking together right before she was murdered. Then about 90 minutes later, the video shows Fuji allegedly running away from the area where the body was found.
100. So he knew what he done did. Stabbed that girl 114 times. What kind of man are you to do that to a little girl? Let alone a 13-year-old girl, and you 14, man. Come on, man. Yeah, you know you gonna get a life sentence. You gonna start off in juvie, but they gonna send you. They gonna send you to that big boy prison when you're 18.
14 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
After Fuji pled guilty,
What did he stab her over? Was it an argument? Was they dating? What was it? What was it?
first-degree murder, the judge now hands down his sentence.
Having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years.
After Fuji was sentenced, he stood still with a little movement. This is Willard Miller and Jeremy Goodale, and at just 16 years old, they are both charged for the murder of their high school Spanish teacher. Reported.
Man, these some young people too, bro. And I hate to see people like this go to prison, man, but they some young individuals. But when you do wrong and you know better, hey, man, sometimes you got to serve that consequence, whether that's prison, whether that's getting yourself hurt. You got to come to an understanding, man. Let's keep going.
It was over a bad grade.
We then moved her off of the trail where I then struck her and she died as a result.
Miller and Goodale went to Fairfield High School in southeastern Iowa. Nohema Graber was the Spanish teacher at the school, and Miller was one of her students. After he received a bad grade from Graber, he and his friend Goodale planned to kill her.
Because you received a bad grade, man, do better. Do better, man. You gonna take it out on your teacher? She doing her job. You had to be in there messing around and doing something.
Graber went for her usual walk at Chautauqua City Park. The boys knew that as they stalked her and they waited to ambush her.
Here she comes, and she walked by and hit her in the back of the head, and then I said, I should make sure she's dead, so we hit her a couple more times.
They then dragged her into the woods and beat her to death with a baseball bat.
What was the plan after that? There wasn't really a plan beyond that. Like, hide the body, bury the body, save the body. At that time, we were going to hide the body. I guess our parents kind of assumed that
You gotta be some sick individuals to go out there and beat your teacher to death, drag her in the woods and beat her to death. They must be really hated this woman.
Not long after, both boys were arrested. Court documents allege that the witness who knew Goodale showed law enforcement Snapchat messages that showed Goodale and Miller's involvement in the murder. One of the Snapchat messages saying, "Point of view, you're my Spanish teacher, and this is the last thing you see," followed by "Time to hide a body." Jeremy Goodale.
Damn, that be sad right there, man. They knew what they was gonna do, but they must be didn't realize what's gonna come with that crime. They must be thought they were gonna get away because they teenagers. No. It don't matter how old you is. You could be 18, 20, 80, 90. You're not gonna get away with that. No matter how old you is, you gonna go to either juvenile jail, prison, get yourself hurt out here, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Would later be guilty and testify against his best friend Miller.
I understood that he had the intent to kill Mrs. Graber.
What is your plea to murder in the first degree, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
This is the moment that Goodale gets to speak before his sentence.
I've had time to think on what to say, and I'm sorry, truly sorry. Every day I wish I could go back and stop myself. I can't comprehend losing a loved one in such an awful way.
And now the judge hands down his sentence.
The defendants shall be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Now for Miller. This is him apologizing before he receives his sentence.
I would like to take this opportunity to wholeheartedly accept responsibility for the role that I played in the murder of Naheema Graber. To the family, I'm sincerely sorry for the distress that I caused you and the devastation. And I ask that I'm given a chance, and I don't want to be institutionalized. I don't want to be so long that I forget about what mattered, where I come from, and looking forward to getting through this.
And now the judge has some final last words.
The defendant, Willard Noble Chady Miller, should be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 35 years.
Miller seems to be completely unfazed.
And see, that's my thing right there. They give him a possibility of parole at 25 years, and he get one at 35 years. Plus, they ratting on each other. They snitching. They singing like birds, y'all. Oh, he did it. Oh, he convinced me to do it. Man, both of y'all did it. And both of y'all going to prison, man. At a young age. You just threw away potentially your whole life. You just threw away your whole life over a Spanish teacher. You crazy, man. You crazy.
This is Rachel Shoaf and Sheila Eddy, who are both in court today for the murder of their friend when they were only 16 years old.
Their scheme was to hide knives on their bodies and to attack Skylar at an agreed upon moment.
In Star City, West Virginia, Shoaf and Eddy were friends with 16-year-old Skylar Neese. Reportedly, Shoaf and Eddy decided they didn't like Neese anymore, so they planned to kill her.
Sheila Eddy and
I don't like you no more. I'm gonna kill you now. I'm gonna do this, man. Come on, man. And you killed your friend, man. Man, I can imagine how you would feel if somebody was to do that to your loved one, though.
Rachel Shoaf carried out that plan. Together they stabbed and killed Skylar.
After Shoaf's confession, both teens were arrested. Shoaf agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for her cooperation in the case.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's a proper way to make this apology because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done. I hurt the Neese family and those who love Skylar. I hurt my parents and shamed my family. May God bring eternal peace to Skylar and the entire Neese family.
After securing a plea deal, the judge now gives Shoaf her sentence.
Rachel Shoaf, it is the sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for a period of 30 years.
But she will have the possibility of parole in 10 years. And now for Eddy.
It is the sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for the rest of your natural life. That sentence is technically with mercy, which makes you eligible for parole after you have served 15 years.
And y'all, that's something I don't get right there, man. You willing to throw away your life just to go kill somebody. See, the first case we heard, man, the 17-year-old girl, man, killed her boyfriend on purpose because you heard it. She went days before to go see how she was going to do it. So she was already plotting and scheming on that man. And then she going to kill that man and his friend. The friend ain't got nothing to do with y'all toxic relationship. And then you just sat there and killed the friend. Now you got 2 murders on your hands. And y'all heard them? 15 years to life. Second case, crazy. Third case, crazy. This fourth one, crazy. You gonna try to, then y'all gonna be crying in the courtroom when they sentence you. You wasn't crying when you killed the person. I bet you wasn't doing that. You probably didn't give a damn at the time, but now you want to show mercy in court. I mean, that's a good thing, but at the same time, that's not going to change the outcome. You can plead, you can do you can say all you want. Oh, I got family at the house, I got this. That's not going to matter. It don't matter if you did a crime 10 years ago. If I committed a crime in 2016 and I get out and I start doing good, and this how I know how the justice system works, even though I don't like how it is, but I can do something in 2016, 10 years ago. They can come get me for that same case in 2026, 10 years later. I thought it was good. I thought it was free. I thought I was out of here. I thought I ain't had to worry about nothing. No, you're going to have to worry about you're going to get the repercussions for everything you do in life. And you know, the Heavenly Father, man, he looking down above you. You know, first forgive yourself, man. You got to always forgive yourself before you ask God for forgiveness. But like I told you, man, forgiveness to other people, if somebody want to forgive you, man, that's not a right. That's a privilege. If they choose to forgive, they choose to forgive. If you don't forgive, you don't forgive, man. But, man, them 4 teenagers getting sentenced to life sentences in prison. Man, let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think they deserve that, man? Do you think they was tripping? Do you think it was justified, man? What you think, man? If you want to comment down below, comment down below. But yeah, man, your boy ZTM is back with these reactions. And we gonna stay on the grind. You know what I mean? But before I go, man, let me put my quote up in here. The playing field is level. The choice is yours to make. You can either make a good decision or a bad decision. It can either have a positive or a negative impact on you and the people around you. That's all I got to say for y'all ZTM, dear listeners and viewers for the day, man. Y'all have a great one. Hey, I'll see you in the next go round. Stay free out here, suckers.